Cool Hand Podcast, something you got to deal with. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host. My name is Q. We have a familiar face back in the building. We had originally did an interview a few months ago, sometime in 2021, late 2021, and our guest is back. And this is the first interview of 2022. So
is lit.
Yeah. I didn't know if you knew that, but yeah, it's only January 2nd, but you're the first one. So guest, please reintroduce yourself.
I go by the name Tavon Kacey, and I'm very familiar with this show, Cool Hand Podcast, so I just had to, come back.
The man is back. The man is back.
Yeah, man. So I'm glad to be back on, man. Thank you for inviting me back.
Oh yeah, thanks for coming on. Always appreciate it. The last time we talked, we got into one of your last projects, and also we just talked about your origins and music and how you got along. But now we're here to talk about just how things have been coming along and maybe some things that you have coming up. So since the last time that we talked, what's been new?
So I do have a new project on the way. Okay. That's first and foremost. Second, I would like to say that 2021 was not that good for me musically. So I'm hoping 2022 is going to flip it around for me. I'm looking to collab with a lot more artists. Some artists which you've interviewed before. So, this is probably going to be a little new for me because I'm not used to collabing with a whole bunch of artists. I'm pretty a low-key person. So, this is going to be new for me, but I'm willing to step out my comfort zone.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you about what you said a little bit earlier. Now, when you say 2021 wasn't that good for you musically, what do you mean?
Well, I know the years before that, when I first started making music, back in 2016, that's when I really started actually doing my own music. So 2016, I think that was the first year that I actually dropped back-to-back projects. I dropped like 3 projects in 1 year. So, and not to say that the projects were that good, but, but, I did drop like 3 projects back-to-back. And I think that was like one of the moments that I still talk to my friends about this every once in a while. We talk about how dope it was to see everybody who I knew that was making music back then. They put out something, then they would put something else. They'll collab with this person, that person collab with this person, and 2021 was just the complete opposite of that. I think I only put out one song. I've been working on a project, like I said, but I put out one song, which was Vultures. And Vultures did good. It's not quite at 1,000 plays yet, but it's almost there. And 1,000 plays for me, I don't know about anybody else, but 1,000 plays for me is a lot.
That's a lot. That's like going platinum.
Facts, bro. I think 500 views is a lot for me because, I'm not used to people just going on SoundCloud, just to listen to my stuff. Usually when they go on SoundCloud, it's for somebody like bigger, like Drake or, Future. So when I ask people to go to SoundCloud and listen to my stuff, I actually am really thankful for that because it's like, well, I'm not that big of an artist. I just make music for people who want to listen. And, for me to get almost 1,000 plays, I got 2,000 views on Anemic, and I got 1,000, I got like 1,500 on another one, 1,000 on another one. And I think this might be like my 4th song getting to 1,000, if I can get there. Right now I'm at like 970 something. And,
you're going to get there then.
Man, I hope so. I put that song out almost a year ago.
Hey, Tavon Kacey on SoundCloud. Go tap in, listen to Vultures featuring Quay Diligitis. I had a hard time with that name last time. Go check that song out. It's pretty good. You're We talked about this last time. You are a spitter. You know how to put these words together, put these bars together, and formulate them in a way that the people can appreciate. So we're looking
I,
forward. Looking forward to new music. So talking about uh, pretty much 2021, I kind of see that based off of what you say as like not to play on J. Cole, but like an off season, like the off season. Because you're like working, you're getting your reps in and you're working on new stuff. So
right.
kind of tell us about what you have coming up. You mentioned a new project and how that process has been.
So the process for the new project, is kind of it's kind of been slow. It's kind of been on and off because I could be super motivated at one moment, and then at the very next moment, it's like I don't know what I want to do, or this idea didn't work out, so I don't know what else I want to try out after this. Um, so it's kind of been one of those things where you kind of have to motivate yourself, but you don't want to motivate yourself too much, because if you motivate yourself too much, then to everybody else it's going to seem like, okay, he's trying too hard. So for me personally, I gotta say that I don't want to push myself past the threshold that I know that my music is going to be good enough for people to like want to listen to, but not too much to the point where I feel like I'm trying too hard. Because if the artist feels like he's trying too hard, then that just means the artist is trying too hard. So I don't want to feel like that, because I felt like that on my past projects. The first project I ever put out, called Poison Ivy Effect, I don't even know if you listened to it, but I
when
think
when I was doing my research our first time around, I was listening to pretty much everything. So I think I had to listen to it.
okay, all right, because it was around that time that it was private, and then I made it public. So I was like, you know what, if they want to hear it, then people can go back to it. But I still think that's not my greatest project ever, but it still got some gems on it. I feel like if people like diversity, then that's a pretty good project for them. But um, I feel like that project itself, I kind of felt like at times I was trying too hard,
Okay.
you know, and that's why I feel like that's not my best project, because I feel like I was trying too hard. I was going into different lanes that I wasn't used to, and I was trying too hard. And in that particular lane, like for instance, singing, I never sung before that. So, the singing was terrible, but but the performance itself was okay in my opinion. Um, so that's kind of what I mean by that.
Got you. So do you have or can you reveal the title of your upcoming project?
Yes. So the title of my upcoming project is entitled Origami.
Okay.
And so I don't know if anybody has seen the cover art, but it's basically it's like a dollar bill or $100 bill. It's like balled up, and that's literally what it is. Like, it's like I'm balling up the money, because money doesn't really mean much. So that's pretty much what the whole project is about. Like, money doesn't really, like, money can buy happiness, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to buy like true happiness.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much just going to buy it's pretty much just going to buy situational happiness. Like, okay, I want to buy this car, but it's probably going to break down on me. But I want to test it out. I want to test drive it. But if I crash it, I probably won't have the money to replace it. But right now I'm happy because I'm buying this. But that's not going to buy you like money itself is not going to buy you happiness, like true happiness.
Right. And so I like the concept behind it. I remember you did drop it was like some visuals. It was like a trailer, right? And the trailer was made by Cool Hand Podcast alumni, um, Pizzo. And do I got that right? He did make
Yep.
that trailer, right? Okay, just
Yep.
making sure. So Pizzo made the trailer, and I'm like, man, like these guys are like really getting together and like working stuff out. And it was a crazy trailer, and it had a song in it. That song isn't released, right? Because I don't remember hearing that.
Well, it's not released yet.
Okay.
Um, that is going to go on the project. And that song's called "Stay Broke." Um, and the reason that the trailer has so much trees and stuff in it, because I went to Pizzo. First of all, Pizzo killed it. Okay, I want to give a shout out to Chris Pease, because first of all, I knew him for like 6 years now, and the first time me and him ever talked on the phone was for me to, get I'm trying to get him to do a trailer for me. So that was the first time I ever talked on the phone to him. And when I did, like he's a real down to earth guy, but it took us 5 years to even talk on the phone, and I
Mhm.
knew him for 5 years, but yeah, so the reason that it had so many trees in the video was because the whole concept of the song, a lot of people might say, what does that got to do with money? Like, you just taking videos of nature. But it's like, if you really pay attention to the lyrics of "Stay Broke" in the trailer, it says, "I got something that money can never bring. It's power in making money, but money ain't everything. It's funny because I'd rather be bummy instead of being illegally trying to hustle for money at 17. Lord knows drug money was never clean because it's dirty money, but clean money is evergreen." So like, I'm literally giving, I'm literally comparing, like, what all money is trees. Like, people cut trees down every single day.
Mhm.
Like, and then they make paper out of trees, they make money out of trees. So that's what it is. So at the end of the day, people put money over family, they put money over friends, they put money over well-being. So it's like, would you rather just risk all your family and friends well-being for some paper, which at the end of the day don't really mean anything, because a dollar bill can get burned up fast. you know a lifelong companionship can come from people, and you're cutting people off for this thing that you can just burn up in literal seconds. you know and that's exactly why it was in the trailer, because the money was burning up, and the song's going on. you know um what else did I say? So stay away from the streets, because something is bound to happen, but nothing is guaranteed. Money can satisfy your wants and your needs. They call it the root of evil because money come from the trees. you know so it's a lot of gems in there, and a lot of stuff that we won't catch on to until they actually like break it down and break down every single word and what I'm saying and what I'm actually saying. So
Listen to the bars. You got to listen to the bars, people, because there was I like that. I like that. Like I said, you know how to piece up these words and put them together and make them sound pleasing all at the same time. So yeah, shout out to Pizzo. He got a whole clothing line coming out pretty soon. Um,
mhm.
as of today, it's not out yet, but he's building this anticipation, and at the same time, Tavon's building up this anticipation for his album dropping sometime in 2022, right?
Yep, sometime in 2020. I'm trying to aim for the middle of 2022.
Okay, middle of 2022, so maybe
I don't want
summerish.
that, but I'm trying to aim for like sometime in the middle.
I got you. Now, uh speaking of roots and money, the love of money being the root of all injurious things, what inspired you to come up with this concept for this project, for the origami project?
For the origami project, I think it was the song "Vultures" itself, because before I put out "Vultures," I didn't know what I wanted. I knew I wanted to put out a project, I just didn't know what it was going to be about. So when I wrote "Vultures," um, it was just like, okay, so what do I want to talk about? Like, what like, what is this going to be? So I decided, okay, if the song's good enough, I'll just make a project surrounding that entire theme of just that song that I made, and that's something that I always did for some reason. But once I actually started writing the song, I said, okay, this has some potential. So after I wrote it, I recorded it immediately, and I was like, okay, well, this has a little ring to it. And then I'm like, okay, I got to get somebody on this because I don't want it just to be. First of all, I don't want it to be me. Second of all, I'm suffering from writer's block, so I can't even do a second verse, you know. So it was like, okay, let me hit somebody up. So the first person I hit up, Quay, he jumped right on it, and he killed it. So I was like, okay, well, let me just put this song out. The moment I put the song out, it felt good to me to like actually put the song out, and then it got all positive reviews. It didn't get that many views at first, but the reviews itself was like all positive. I didn't get any negative feedback on it. They were always, oh well, I love the message, I love the lyrics, I love the delivery, I love the hook, I love the catchy hook. Like I didn't hear anything negative about it. So I was like, okay, so this could be something that I can work with. So after I did that, I just started working on other songs that surrounded that same theme. And the plan is like, Vultures is like pretty straight to the point. So, it's like basically saying money don't mean nothing. But I came up with the idea of if I make any other songs, I want them to all have the same point, but I don't want them to have the same way of getting there. Like I want them to have different routes to get to, or different routes to get to the same point, so that when people listen back to it, it's like, okay, well, what does this got to do with this subject? And then when they really pay attention to it, it's like, oh, I see what he did there. So that's pretty much what I'm trying to do.
So you're coming out of Harrisburg,
Mm-hmm.
and you talked about how the environment is, it's kind of rough in Harrisburg. And in connection with the snippet that you put out, you're talking about drug money ain't clean, so on and so forth, and that it's not worth it. Stay out the trap pretty much, and don't get
Mm-hmm.
into the trap. Don't fall for the trap. So,
Right.
so I would assume you're keeping everything authentic. You're putting your real life experience in your music.
Yeah. And oh, not to cut you off. Go
No,
ahead,
go
bro.
ahead. What I want to ask is, and if don't lose your thought, I just want to ask if you can speak on your experience.
Oh yeah.
Getting away from that, or staying out of, keeping your head above water in that regard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when I was younger, I remember walking to school. I was like I was in like sixth grade. So, I was like 12, 13, something like that. I was in sixth grade. By the way, I got held back and started school late. So that's why I was so old at that age, but or at that grade. But so I was walking to school, and it was these older kids. They had to be like ninth grade, something like that. And I'm walking past them, and I knew every single one of them. I didn't know them, but we talked in school and stuff. But this is on my way to school, so I never seen what they did outside of school. So I'm thinking, okay, hey, it's the guys from school. I'm about to go over there and say hey to them. Go over there, and the first thing that one of the people say is, "Do you smoke?" And I'm like, "Smoke? What does smoking got to do with going to school?" Like I'm like, nah, no, I don't smoke. And then I'm clueless because I'm 12, 13, and my mom and my dad did a pretty good job with keeping me away from that stuff when I was younger. So at that time, I'm like, I don't know why are you asking me that? Like, so I go to school, don't think nothing else of it until a couple years later when I'm like 16, 17. I'm like, wow, like these guys really, like my whole life could have went a, down a different path, you know. But
Mhm.
you know, I'm here now, so you know, I pretty much made the right decision. So
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, so I guess like when you listen to your music, or for a listener listening to your music, to think about those things. And that's the thing about music too. It could, make you think of your own experiences, maybe something anybody else risen above, that that can be likened to drugs or drug money or things like that. So so okay. So uh so the next thing in transitioning is the who you're working with and who you want to work with, because you're still in the process of creating everything so far.
mhm.
So is there anyone that you have already established working with, or any collaborations that you can already reveal?
um, I do have a couple of collaborations. So first of all, I want to mention this guy named Michael from the Woods. I don't know if you ever heard of this brother, but he's better than me. I'm just gonna come out and I'm not the type of person. I'm not the type of person that just likes to come out and say, "Oh yeah, he's better than me." Like my pride is up here, you know. Sometimes when it comes to music, so it's like, you know, whenever somebody raps, it's like, man, you can't rap better than me, you know. But this guy Michael from the Woods, he he's on a different level. There's nothing else I can say. He's on a different level.
Mm.
Um, there's Michael from the Woods, Quay, obviously, and Ryan Cabana. This brother named Ryan Cabana, he he's nice. He's pretty diverse with it. He can rap, sing, do all of that extra stuff that you like that other artists won't think of doing, you know. And he's just that type of artist that he can just pull everything off. Anything he tries, he just pulls it off. And I'm trying to get, you know, the Teddy Bear King himself on it. You know, I've been pretty bad when it came to writer's block recently, but you know, yeah, I'm trying to get him. Like he reached out to me for, you know, a couple of features, but I don't want to be selfish and be like, I got writer's block, but you know, I'm trying to get you on the song. You know, like
Mhm.
I don't want that. You know, so yeah, I'm trying to get a bunch of other people on it. It's probably gonna be one of them type of projects that the Kanye his what's it called, Donda.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get something like that going, you know, with just a whole bunch of different artists on different tracks and stuff. But um, I'm trying to get Crowded Places on there. By the way, that Crowded Places trailer was pretty dope. Like I got to give it to both of y'all. I don't know what part you had in the trailer or the documentary, but it came out dope. You know, it was 100% authentic, and that's the type of stuff that I like.
Oh, yeah, I just filmed some of it. That's the only part that I had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did 90, I say 97% of the work. It went from
90.
Yeah, he did 97% of the work. I recorded some pieces of it. But yeah, that's it. That's a shout out to him too. Shout out to everybody you mentioned, the Teddy Bear King, Michael from the Wood. Is it Wood or Woods?
Michael from the Woods, man, like he has a verse on one of the songs or the song that I have him on. He has a verse. You know, I had to get him because me and him knew each other for 5 years also.
Mhm.
Um, and you know, I was like, okay, bro. And we had already pre-recorded the song about 3, 4 years ago. So when I came to him with the idea of, okay, we should redo the song, you know, so that first of all, that the quality can sound a little bit better. Second of all, that the vibe can go a little bit better with the project. And he was down for it. And he remembered the verse and everything. So um he said he listened to it a lot. So that's probably how he remembered it. But so I sent him the beat that I needed him on. He sent me his verse back. I record my verse, put his verse on it, then I put the hook on it. And you know, it's out there on SoundCloud, but it's not in public though. It's still private.
Got
Um,
you.
I'm trying to get like a good 11, 12, 13 tracks, 14 maybe. But so far I got about 6 that I have pretty much on the side for like waiting for the project to be done, you know.
Got you. Now shout out to Michael from the Woods, because we hollered at each other in the DMs before he showed me one of his songs. Yeah, so I'm familiar with his Instagram name more. I'm not gonna throw his IG because I think it's his first and last name, so
Yeah,
I don't want to throw that out there. But yeah, shout out to him too. And he has the podcast. He does the Instagram lives with you and some other people, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And also Michael Blaine, he's gonna be on the project. That's the I don't know if you got a chance to talk to him before, but he's
Oh,
a stand-up.
sorry. I don't have my ducks in a row here. So Michael Blaine is who I was talking about instead of Michael
Oh,
from the Woods.
okay.
See, I just confused the both of them. So both of you guys, as you can see, I am a very imperfect man, and I just
Hey,
switched
bro,
up your names.
look, it happens, bro. You know, I've been stuttering this entire time. Look, it happens to the best of us, you know.
So okay, so we're both imperfect. I think that's established.
Right, right.
But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, like Michael Blaine is probably like one of the most stand-up dudes that you could ever meet. Not only that, he's unique when it comes to his style. I said this in the last interview. Um, he's like he has a very unorthodox style, but like if you know hip hop and you love punchlines and you love delivery, that's the type of music that you would most likely enjoy, you know, because I enjoy it. I'm a fan of his music. And, you know, a lot of people aren't a fan of unorthodox music these days. But, you know, like I said, if you're into like old school type flowetry, if you're into delivery, if you're into punchlines, lyricism, he has all of that combined into one. So it's kind of hard to escape the fact, okay, like he's on his own, like he's in his own lane and he knows what he's doing and he knows how to do everything that you're supposed to do, you know, but he has his own style though. And you know, I'm trying to get him on the project, or not trying to. He's going to be on the project, whether he wants to or not. He's going to be on the project, you know. and and ironically, I tried to get you on it.
Oh, really?
I tried to get you on it, but then you know, because like I actually heard a couple of your verses, and then when I heard you on the Crowded Places song, I was like, okay, well he raps, okay, like he actually raps, you know. And then you said this is my last verse. I'm like, oh, well, that kind of killed what I was trying to do, you know. I was like, all right, well,
Yeah, I'm not a rapper.
Wait, you said you're not a rapper?
I am not a rapper.
I mean, look, man, I wouldn't consider myself a rapper, but technically that's like if you put words to a beat and you know how pretty good, then you can be considered a rapper.
I guess that's not my lane. I'm a behind the desk podcaster now, but
What?
yeah, I'm behind the desk. I'm behind the desk. That's what I do. But we're looking forward to all the features. Um, Definitely when you mentioned Donda, how many different styles were on that project. So we're
Right.
looking forward to the different styles and all the features. Now, when it comes to making an album, when it comes to putting a project together, give us some insight on your end. What goes into putting this thing together?
What goes into it? First, I say anybody can write a song, okay? And I do consider myself a pretty good songwriter, but I say anybody can write a song. Um, but it's a difference between writing the song and actually recording the song. Like, I don't know if you can see, but my microphone's right here.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like it's a complete difference because when you write a song, you have everything planned out that you want to say and how you want to say it, you know. But I know it's times where I write a song, I'm like, yo, this is about to be crazy. Man, I record and it's like my delivery sounds terrible, you know. And like I might record the exact same way I tried to write it, you know, but then I listen back to it, it's like, well, it sounds pretty bad. And then that kind of discourages you. So it's like I try not to let that discourage me too much anymore. And I think that's probably why my writer's block is off and on, because when it comes to, you know, me, I want stuff to be perfect. I think King Keith came out in his interview and said, um, you know, when it comes to recording, it does get frustrating when you try to record it and it doesn't come out the way you want it to come out, you know? So I definitely understood where he was coming from on that, because when it comes to me recording, I have to be in like a certain mindset. I have to be in a certain space. Like if I'm making a love song, I want to be like, I want to be in a good mood, you know, like I actually want to be in a good mood so I can actually try to hit the notes that I want to hit with the auto tune, of course. But you know, when it comes to me making a song like Stay Broke, the one that's on the trailer, I also want to be in like a good mood, but at the same time, I want to have energy. So I might drink a little bit of caffeine, you know, and then try to get my energy up. And the moment I do, then it's like, okay, now I can try to perform. But I have to be in like a certain mindset or a certain space for me to even want to record. So if I can't record, you know, or if I feel like, okay, this isn't a good day, then I'm not going to record, because I know that my delivery is going to be off. And if I listen back 5 years after recording that and putting it out, it's probably going to be like, I could have did better. And that's happened in the past before, you know? So I don't want to ever look back on any more of my songs or any more of my projects or features and say, I could have did better, you know, all because I wanted to like, because at that time I wanted to, you know, hurry up and get this done. Now it costs me now each time I listen to it, I cringe, because I'm like, well, I don't like the way I sound. I don't like the lyric that I put right there, you know? So I never want to cringe at any of my stuff.
Got you. So no cringeworthy deliveries, and there's a lot of work that goes into that. I know as somebody who's recorded some verses before and having friends who make music, I know a lot of takes, a lot of this, a lot of that. It could take forever to record just one verse just for the
Mhm.
delivery to sound
Yep.
how you want it, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And like it happens to me all the time, even now, even when I think even when I think about, like, say right now, if I wanted to record, I probably wouldn't be able to, because I'm not really in the space, in like the mental space to want to record right now. Um so for instance, if I came out with a song, or if I wrote a song and I tried to record it and my delivery was like this, like I sounded like this the entire time, and rappers can't see me, I'm the best rapper in the world, and like nobody's gonna believe you. You know, like so it's like, and like I recorded songs like that before, man. Like I'm not gonna tell anybody what my old SoundCloud is, but they're gonna have to go back and look for it. But on my old SoundCloud, my delivery was terrible on, I want to say, 80% of my songs. And even when the delivery wasn't terrible, the mixing and mastering was. So I had like I basically have like 110% cringiness, or 100% cringe moments each time I listen to that stuff.
110% is a lot.
110, bro. It turns up an extra 10 notches each time I listen to it. Like it's 100% now, even thinking about it. But when I listen to it, it's
So
100.
I guess I can understand that. Now I get it. Thank you for explaining that. I'm like, man, 110%. That's like over cringe.
Bro, and like that's not even including some of the lyrics that I put into my old stuff, bro. I remember I said something like they mad because the flow was coated in fresh made ices. What?
Hey, it could pass.
No, it can't. Like, and I thought I was a battle rapper back then. If anybody went against me and they heard that, they would laugh. And
You know,
like I couldn't say anything now because it's like, bro, I would laugh too. Like if my old self went up against me now, I would laugh hard.
I got you. It's like one battle rapper said, "I'm crazier than crazy glue." I guess that's a that's a comparable.
That was Rex.
It was E Ness, the
Wait, it
Philly,
was?
the Philly legend E Ness.
Okay.
I'm crazier than crazy glue. But at the same time, crazy glue is, is crazy glue. And then a fresh made icy that's pretty cold. So
That's no. And it turns up an extra 20 notches when somebody else says it to me.
All right, I quit. So
All right, man. Cool.
so you mentioned something else as well when it comes to making an album, and putting all the work that goes into it. You talked about on your old songs, the mixing and mastering was bad. So can you give some insight on the mixing mastering process?
So up until 3 years ago, I didn't even know the difference between mixing and mastering, honestly. One of my friends told me, yeah, it's a difference. And I'm like, I don't think it is. He's like, bro, I've been making music for 10 years. It's the difference between mixing and mastering. So mixing is basically once you record what you want to record, you have the audio that you want. It can be vocals, it can be production, it can be both. But with mixing, what you're basically doing, you're adding effects while simultaneously you're trying to level your voice and the production the way you want it to sound when you master it. And I know it kind of sounds confusing at first, but once you actually have, like, once you're finished mixing it, you have the vocals where you want them to be, you have the production where you want them to be, where they're not too loud over each other. Then you go into the mastering stage. So when you go to the mastering stage, what you do is you take what you already mixed and then you try to elevate the entire audio. Like, you try to elevate your vocals and the beat where it's not too loud, but it's not like, so it's loud enough. Like, it could be very loud, but it can be not that loud to the point where it's blaring in your ear. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, if only a real producer and mixer, master, or engineer can explain it. I'm not really a real engineer, so I can't really get into the different stuff like that. But I hope you did get what I was saying, though.
Oh yeah. It's a complex game. I know that much. I hate to name drop him, but Crowded Places, he's put a lot of resources into mixing and mastering. I know he's one person, namely, who like does it a lot and has researched and done all that stuff. So he's given me a little bit of insight. He says those, these weird hieroglyphic audio engineer words to me that I don't understand and never will, because I just don't do that. But I
Right.
know there's a lot of work that comes into perfecting a song. The other thing I wanted to ask you about, and thanks for talking about the engineering process, was coming up with a song. You need an instrumental, a beat. So what is the beat picking process like on your end?
So the beat, so I think the beat selection for me, I would say I have to write the song out first. And then depending on how I write the song out, then that's when the beat selection hits, So, okay, well, do I want this beat to be crazy? Do I want it to be a hard beat? Do I want it to be like an old school type mob deep type song, or do I want it to be like an R&B 90s or R&B 2000s? It's a bunch of different factors that I throw in there, because depending on the mood of the song that I write, then that's probably going to be like the mood of the song. Like I said, if it's an R&B song, I'm going to choose an R&B beat. If it's like a old school type beat where it's like lyrical miracle, spiritual individual, like stuff like that, like, then I'm going to choose like the old school 90s beat. Sometimes it might be a fast old school 90s beat, or it could be a slow old school 90s beat. Now, everybody who knows me, they know that I love those slow old school 90s beats. Like, that's the stuff that I came up on, and that's the stuff that I actually started writing out to. So those are usually like the go-to songs. But I can send you actually, yeah, I can send you the song Stay Broke, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. I think you probably heard a snippet of it, but you never heard the full thing. But I can send you the full song, like the link to the full song, and then you'll see what I'm talking about.
I would love to get the link to the full song. I need an exclusive.
Got you, bro. I got
because the song was already sounding crazy on the snippet. So to hear the whole thing, I would love to be blessed with the full song.
I appreciate it, bro, and I really think you're gonna like the second verse too. I think because everybody who listened to the song, they all say that the second verse is flawless, and that's not coming from me. That's coming from other people, But I heard one person say that the second verse is flawless. Like, you can't nitpick anything about it, But yeah, so I really hope you like the song, and I'll send it to you.
All right, thank you. I'm here for it. So, was there anything else? I don't think I have any more questions in specific, but if you wanted to say anything else, like maybe to tell people what to expect or how things are coming along, any other comments that you can think of regarding origami?
Okay, so I do want to send a couple shout outs to some people, because I do want them on this project. I want them on this project so bad. And hopefully if they get a chance to listen to this podcast, they can reach out to me. Like Alec Hershey, Crowded Places, like I said, King Keys, like I said, Michael Blaine is already going to be on the project, whether he wants to or not. Look, if you know anybody who makes, I'm pretty sure you know a lot of people that make music, but anybody who makes music, you look, put the word out, and hopefully they can reach out to me, or I can reach out to them, and we can work something out to where we collab, or just anything. But I'm just trying to get like a bunch of different artists together so that we can all coexist on the same track, so that people, just so I can say, okay, yeah, I collabed with that person before, like, yeah, like he's cool, like he did a better job than I did on this song, stuff like that. So even if you don't make music, I like snippets. Like, send me something I can put on the song, and then yeah. So yeah, like I've never been the type of person that turned down anything when it comes to like snippets, like, or ideas from other people. So if anybody has like a snippet that they want to send me, they can send it to my email. I'll take a look at it. If I can use it for that project, then I'll use it. But if I can't use it for that project in particular, chances are I'll use it for something else. And you'll probably see that. I'm pretty sure you saw that in the song Vultures. Like, at the very end, it was a brother, his name D Money Flow. He's actually on the very end, and he's not rapping, but it's like spoken word poetry. So what he's doing is he's talking about the next song that's coming on after Vultures, and he's basically setting it up because the next song is just going to hit just as hard as Vultures did. So that's what I'm planning on, you know. So yeah, that's what I had. So anybody who wants to make a song together, anybody who wants to collab, anybody who has ideas, send them my way. I would happily, you know, just take a look at them, you know. Yeah. And then we all win, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna do the cool hand roll call for the people you mentioned. Alec Hershey, tap in. Crowded Places, tap in. Teddy Bear King Keast, engaged Teddy Bear King,
Yes.
tap
Oh yeah.
in.
Yo, congratulations to my boy.
Congratulations to the teddy bear, the engaged. How am I going to say this? The engaged bear, the the engaged Teddy. Congrats to him.
Yep,
but after you get married, tap in. I know you got a whole wedding to plan for.
Yeah, man.
But tap in. So yeah, I guess that's it. We're looking forward to it. I'm sure all the Tavon Kacey listeners are ready for this new project dropping sometime, maybe middle of 2022. If it takes a little bit longer, we're going to be patient. That's how we're taught. We got to be patient. So we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to whatever single you want to drop, all the features. If you make music, you heard them. Tap in with them. What's your Instagram if people want to get in contact?
So my Instagram, hold up, because my Instagram is kind of weird because I had so many Instagrams before that it was TV Kacey at first, and now it's Tavon Kacey, like TAVON.KC.
All right,
so
I'm gonna put it on the screen for us for people to see. So we'll have that on the screen so people can tap in with you if they're so moved to.
Yep. TAVON.KC.
All right. So tap in. This is the Cool Hand Podcast. Thank you for coming on again. We're looking forward to what you got coming up next.
Yes. And I appreciate it. Thank you for having me back again. And if I was talking too much, bro, then just let me know.
The point is for you to talk. That's the point. That's why you're up here, for you to talk. So it's all good.
Got you.
This is the Cool Hand Podcast. Tavon Kacey back again. And we're out of here. Cool Hand Podcast, something you got to deal with. Easy.